Okay, very good morning to one and all. So in the today's session, I am going to discussing about some basic terms. Those are used within the subject called computer networks. Okay, so in this session, we are going to discussing about the basic terms or the basic definitions that we will use within your computer networking subject. Okay, so here, so before we are going to discussing about the basic terms of your computer networks, first we would see, so what do you mean by a computer, and then what do you mean by a computer network. Okay, so the subject, this computer science subject name is the computer networks. Okay, so before we are going to discussing about the basic terms of this computer network subject, so first we need to know what is a computer and what is a network and what is a computer network and all. Okay, so coming to the first one, that is nothing but a computer. So you know that a computer is nothing but it is a digital electronic device that is for storing and processing the data. That data is processed and stored within the binary format. Okay, and according to the instructions that we have given to it, so that can be acted based on those instructions that is supplied by you. Okay, so basically the computer is nothing but it is an electronic device, electronic digital device for storing and processing the data, and typically that is in the binary form and according to the instructions that are given to it in a variable program. Or else, so a computer is nothing but it is a digital electronic machine that can be programmed to carry out the sequence of arithmetic or the logical operations automatically. Okay, and one more thing is the modern computers can perform the generic sets of operations. Those are known as the programs. Those are known as the program. So you know very well about what do you mean by a program and what is a process and all. Okay, so you know very well about a program. So the program is nothing but it is a set of instructions. Okay, set of instructions. So the instruction is nothing but it is a group of expressions. An expression is nothing but it is a group of operands and operators. Okay, so a computer is nothing but, so simply a computer is nothing but it is an electronic input processing output machine. Is it clear, all of you? So a computer is nothing but it is an electronic device. Okay, it is an electronic input processing output machine. That is nothing but the computer. So simply, so within the one line, so a computer is nothing but it is an electronic device. Okay, and it is an input processing output machine. Okay, so next coming to the network. So network is nothing but it is a collection of the computing devices. Okay, so the collection of computing devices that are connected in order to do something. Okay, so that is nothing but the network. Okay, so with the help of this computer network, so we can do so many things. So it means nothing but, so here the network is nothing but it is a group or system of interconnected people or the things. Okay, network, whether it may be a computer network or social network or whatever it is. So the network, in the sense, it is a group or system of interconnected people or the things. That is nothing but the network. So coming to the computer network. So you know that the computer is nothing but it is an electronic input processing output machine, and network is nothing but it is a group or system of interconnected people or the things. Okay, so the computer network is nothing but it is a collection of computing devices connected in order to communicate and share the resources. That is in between or among the people. So okay, so here we can share some resources and here we can communicate with the each and other with the help of some connected computing devices. So that is nothing but the computer networks. Okay, so coming to this here, the connections between these computing devices can be physically using the wires. or the cables or wireless using some radio waves or infrared signals. Okay, so a collection of computing devices are connected here, and these connections between the computing devices can be physically using wires or the cables, that is wired connection, and another one is, on the other hand, we are having the wireless connection, that is nothing but the wireless using the radio waves or the infrared signal. So here I am showing a diagram. So that diagram will give you a brief idea on what is a computer network. That is nothing but how the peoples or the things are going to be communicated with each other, and how the different kind of uh, resources are shared in between or among the people. Okay, here so I am showing the diagram that is related to the a computer network. Okay, next, coming to the next slide. So coming to the overview. So here we are having some the basic terms of the your computer networks. They are nothing but the network topology. So the network topology, in the sense, how is hardware physically connected, how the hardware is physically connected here. So that will be giving with the help of the network topology. That is the nomenclature of that one is nothing but the network topology. Next one is the addressing. So addressing is nothing but how is a message's destination identified. So suppose if you want to send a message from your source to the destination. Okay, so if you want to send the message from your source system to the destination system, now we have to specify the address of your destination system. So that should be identified with the help of the addressing here. So the next one is nothing but the message delivery. Message delivery, it means, so if you want to send the data from your client to the server, if you want to send the data from your source to the destination, okay, so whatever the message that is going to be delivered to the your destination should be sent in the same fashion or in the different fashion. Okay, so that will be specified by the message delivery. It means, so should all the data be sent in the same fashion or not. So the next one is routing. So routing, in the sense, what path through the network is taken. It means, so if you want to share the message or if you want to share the data from your source system to the destination system, so from source system to the destination system, so we are having the different paths. Okay, we are having the different paths. So among all those different paths, which path is appropriate for you to transfer the data from your source system to the destination systems? That is nothing but the routing. Okay, so routing will specify what path, through what path the network is taken, whether it may be going in the first path or whether it may be going via the second path, whether it may be going via the third path, like that. Okay, so next term is nothing but the security. So it means, so if you want to share the data from one place to the another place, okay, if you want to send the data from one place to the another place, okay, so there may be some kind of hackers will be there, some kind of hackers will be there, so these are going to be steal your data. Okay, some people are going to crack your codes, some people are going to stolen your data. Okay, so so the security is the term that is going to define how can strangers can pass the private messages. So the private, in the sense, so that should be in between the sender and receiver only, it should not be public. Okay, so how can the strangers can pass the private messages here? So that is the next one. So networking. So next, coming to the networking key terms. So here, according to your networking, a node is nothing but a host. That is nothing but any device that is presented within your network is nothing but a node, or it is also called as a host. That is the key term, or that is the basic term. Okay, a node or host is nothing but any device that will be within your network. So the next one is the data transfer rate. That is nothing but how many bytes or how many bits are going to be transferred from one system to the another system out of how many seconds. Okay, that is nothing but the bandwidth. bandwidth. Okay, the technical term for the data transfer rate is nothing but the bandwidth. So that is the speed with which the data is moved from one place to the another place within your network. Okay, the speed with which the data is moved from one place to the another place on a network, that is nothing but the bandwidth, that is the data transfer rate. Okay, so the next one is the networking. There is nothing but, so the computer networks have opened up an entire frontier in the world of computing called the client or server model. So here we are having the client and server systems. So here the client in the sense, so from the client there is a request that is going to be sent to the server. So within the server is going to process that request that is made by a client, and whatever the request that is made by the whatever the request that is needed by the client is going to be processed within the server, and that response is going to be sent from server to the client. Okay, so here when we see this diagram,